What we have here today is the Carolina Witch Swimming Ballyhoo kit. This is everything you need to make 4 of the swimming ballyhoo rigs with a Carolina Witch on them. And you get 4 of the original patented Carolina Witches in 3/8 ounce. It also has the 1/2 ounce egg sinkers, 4 bait springs, the necessary crimps, the wire, and 4 of the 77-66 8/0 hooks. This kit's going to save you a lot of money, and you can make your rigs without having to buy a whole bunch of wire and a whole bunch of crimps and a whole bunch of everything, because that's how most of this stuff is sold at retail. But let's take a minute. Let's examine the Carolina Witch, the original patented lure. When this bait was designed, it was designed to run deeper with less weight. It's streamlined. It pulls through weeds better. It has a good shape. It's a very effective fish catching lure. This is the bait that the pros ask for. They buy them by the hundreds and by the racks fulls in stores, and features straight extruded hair, which was unique when we brought this bait out originally. Catches fish very, very well. It's economical. When you get done fishing them, if you'll just clean them off and let them lay straight, you can use them over and over again. Let's take a look at how to rig one of these. The kit also comes with the necessary leader, and we take our leader, we take a 1.6 millimeter crimp, we insert it first into the crimp, then we take our 77-66 8/0 hook, we put it through the crimp one more time so it extends just slightly beyond the crimp. We slide that down. Once again, you want to double check, make sure your bottom leader is sticking out just a little bit. Then we go and we take our pre-cut wire. And once again, you save here at this point because you don't need to buy a whole big old roll of wire just to make a few of these rigs. So then you go ahead and you insert it right into the crimp itself, go between the line and the crimp, see where it's starting to extend slightly to the rear. Then we take our pliers, our crimping pliers, we insert it into the right cavity. Once again, double check, make sure it's extending through. Crimp it deadly into the center, crimp it firmly. When you're done, you should have somewhat of a saddle between the two. You don't want to crimp it off to one side and mash this wire, but what that does is it allows you to have a good solid crimp at this point. Then we take our egg sinker, we go to the end of the wire itself, the end of the line itself. And we like to fish long leaders because sometimes especially if you get a billfish, they start jumping. You slide your sinker down. Well, now it's caught through the dock. You bring it back around, insert your wire into the sinker itself. You want the hook to be facing down. At that point, you bend the wire up. You want to leave a little bit of play right in here so that you can adjust it under the gills of the ballyhoo. And at that point, we go and once again go back to the end of the leader. We insert on our bait spring, our bait rigging spring. We bring that down to the crimp, to where the pin is. We insert that on there. And what this is going to allow you to do when you rig the ballyhoo, this is going to tighten down on its nose. Now the next step would be simply to take our Carolina Witch, insert it through the rear of the bait so that the line comes out the front. We slide that all the way down. Now we're almost done. The next rigging step will simply be to take this crimp, another 1.6 crimp. We're going to insert it through one barrel. We're going to insert it back through the second barrel. We're going to slide it forward. We're going to make sure we have a little tag end sticking out the bottom. We're going to take our crimping pliers and we're going to crimp this down solid. Once again, we're going to make sure we didn't crimp it on either side and hurt the mono. That crimp right there will hold. You don't want too big of a loop. It's going to add more bubbles that you don't want in front of your rig, especially when you're tuna fishing. Then at that point, all we have to do is simply take our witch, leave yourself some pretty good sized coils, go ahead and coil the rig up. Sometimes you can put a rubber band here to hold it in place. I like to I'll do them all the same way all the time. I'll do them like that. You can hang that on a bucket or in a rigging bag or whatever you happen to use. You're ready to go offshore. You want to have a bunch of these rigged up, ready to go. Just 4 come in a kit. And when you're going offshore, when the tuna bites get hot, or dolphin or whatever you're fishing for, when the bite's hot, you don't want to have to stop and make rigs. So take plenty of them with you. And like I said, you can buy this kit, rig them yourself, enjoy the process of making your own tackle, and you'll save about half the price of what these would cost at retail.